A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic turn of events, the anticipated peace talks between Russia and Ukraine have hit a significant roadblock. U.S. President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin, who were both considered possible attendees, have left the future of these discussions uncertain. The Kremlin has yet to confirm who will represent Russia, raising questions about the seriousness of the proposed negotiations. Putin had initially suggested holding direct talks in Istanbul without preconditions, but as of now, his participation is in doubt. On Sunday, he proposed the meeting scheduled for Thursday, but failed to disclose the names of his representatives, leaving many speculating about his intentions. Trump, meanwhile, has publicly encouraged Ukraine to participate in the talks, with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky expressing willingness to attend, on the condition that Putin himself would be present. This ultimatum has created a diplomatic standoff, showcasing a contest of wills between the leaders, each aiming to demonstrate their commitment to peace. Trump, speaking to reporters aboard Air Force One, acknowledged the uncertainty surrounding Putin's attendance, stating, "I don't know that he would be there if I'm not there. We're going to find out." The stakes are high as both sides seek to establish a ceasefire in what has become Europe's most significant land conflict since World War II. Trump has advocated for a 30-day ceasefire, while Putin has suggested that discussions regarding such a ceasefire should occur during the talks. The tension escalated further when Trump hinted at the possibility of attending the Istanbul summit himself, depending on Putin's decision. However, as the days progressed, it became evident that the situation was evolving rapidly. Reports emerged indicating that Trump would no longer attend the talks, leaving the future of the negotiations hanging in the balance. The absence of Putin's name from the Russian delegation list, released just before the meeting, has raised eyebrows and fueled speculation about his reluctance to engage in direct talks with Zelensky. Instead, the Kremlin's delegation will include senior officials such as Vladimir Medinsky, Alexander Fomin, and Igor Kostyukov, but without Putin, the credibility of the talks is in question. Zelensky's advisor has made it clear that the Ukrainian leader will not meet with any representatives from Russia unless Putin himself is present, further complicating the situation. Zelensky has emphasized that if Putin fails to attend, it would signal a lack of genuine interest in resolving the conflict. The backdrop to these negotiations is fraught with tension, as world leaders have threatened Russia with further sanctions if no progress is made in halting the fighting. French Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot has indicated that he is collaborating with U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham on a new package of sanctions designed to significantly impact the Russian economy. These sanctions could include a staggering 500% import tariff on Russian oil and on countries that continue to purchase it, reflecting the growing international pressure on Moscow. Meanwhile, UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has echoed these sentiments, stating that European allies, in conjunction with the US, are prepared to ramp up sanctions if Putin does not demonstrate a commitment to peace. Retired General Jack Keane, former Vice Chief of Staff for the U.S. Army, has accused Putin of stalling the peace talks to gain concessions, suggesting that Russia is unlikely to agree to a permanent ceasefire in the near future. The absence of Putin from the Istanbul talks raises serious doubts about his willingness to engage in meaningful negotiations, as Zelensky has repeatedly challenged him to take responsibility for ending the war. The potential for a historic meeting between the two leaders, which could have marked a turning point in the conflict, now seems increasingly unlikely. As the world watches closely, the implications of these developments could have far-reaching consequences for the future of Ukraine and its ongoing struggle for sovereignty. The failure of these talks could lead to an escalation of the conflict and further destabilization in the region. The next few days will be critical as both sides navigate this complex diplomatic landscape, and the international community remains vigilant, hoping for a breakthrough that could finally bring about a cessation of hostilities and pave the way for lasting peace. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.